Hello and welcome to this Come to Jesus Daily devotional, and today we continue in the Gospel of Luke. And this week we've been considering Jesus' teaching on the Sabbath and what it means for Christians. And today I just want to rehearse and revisit a few points before making some final application on this final day looking at this subject. So let's read from Luke chapter 6 verse 3 to 5 and verse 9. Jesus answered them, "Have you never read what David did when he and his companions were hungry? He entered the house of God and taking the consecrated bread, he ate it. He ate what was lawful only for the priests to eat. And he also gave some to his companions. Then Jesus said to them, 'The Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath.'" In verse 9, then Jesus said to them, "I ask you, which is lawful on the Sabbath, to do good or to do evil? To save life or to destroy it?" Jesus is stating that he is Lord of the Sabbath. In saying this, he is saying that I am the Lord who wrote the 10 Commandments. That he's the one who's given the law, and that therefore his interpretation of the Sabbath is correct. That he is right in what he's teaching and how he is keeping it. So will they and will we listen to Jesus, the Lord of the Sabbath, about what he teaches on this subject? So as we finish this week of reflections on the Sabbath, let's recap some of the things that Jesus, I believe, wants us to understand. Firstly, what is the Sabbath? The Sabbath was the command of God to Israel to rest and worship on the last day of the week. That was the Saturday. So the second question was, do Christians have a Sabbath? And in answer to that, I say that Christians have a Sabbath, and it's our rest in Christ. Then we asked the question, is Sunday significant for Christians? And I answered this: meeting on the Lord's Day is a good thing. It's a great thing, but it's not a law thing. It's a tradition that's well worth promoting and protecting, but meeting on other days is permissible for all sorts of reasons. Finally, we asked, should we have a day of rest? We answered that by saying God has designed us to have a 1-in-6 approach to our week, if at all possible. Ideally, we should share the Lord's Day, Sunday, because this has been the common practice of Christians throughout the ages, and a shared day promotes community, unlike an individual day of rest, which, however, is better than nothing. So in response, finally, here are 2 things that I believe the Lord would want us to emphasize regarding the Sabbath as we finish this subject. Firstly, use our time for doing good and saving. Jesus, in defending his approach to the Sabbath, said in Luke 6, verse 9, "I ask you, which is lawful on the Sabbath, to do good or do evil, to save life or to destroy it?" Whatever view we take on the Sabbath, it's vital that we're flexible and allow our time to be used for good and saving others. Mercy and love are to mark every day, including a day of rest. Secondly, rest in Christ. Most importantly, I believe that the Christian Sabbath is principally about resting in Christ now and eternally. We rest in his salvation and loving care with a view to the eternal rest that the Sabbath points to. God bless you.